Hey, everyone, and welcome back to another live Thursday night episode of the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show here at the Smokin' Studios. Good God, I did the intro correct. Woohoo! It's taken me 3 years, guys, to do that almost flawlessly. And if you watch it, you know I usually fuck up the beginning. I don't know how, but I just get so excited to come here every Thursday night and be with you guys and hang out and just super excited to still be doing this after 3 years. So thank you to everybody that watches the show, and huge shout out to all the sponsors that remotely make this show possible. We've got BAMF Cigars, Ish and team over there, ROCF Cigars as well, Kristoff Cigars, Sagrado Cigars, Micallef Cigars, Pro Family Business, Pro Growth, and Pro Cigar Rights. Big Sky Cigars, Cornell and Diehl pipe tobacco. My favorite blend is the autumn evening. You haven't had it. I don't know what you're waiting for. If you're a pipe smoker, you absolutely have to try it. I almost want to just eat it from the tin. It's incredible. La Aurora Cigars, West Tampa Tobacco Company, and the big man, Steve Saka himself, Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Tonight, I will be drinking and washing the cigar down with the Axe and the Oak Distillery's regular bourbon. And for all of you that are going to be here in the Colorado area on July 26th, we only have a few tickets left. I would recommend you jump over to Eventbrite. You can scan the box in the bottom of the corner, and you'll see it'll take you right to the link. Rocky Mountain Cigar Night 2024 is our third annual event. It's going to be held at Salt and Acres. This is going to be benefiting Shadow Warriors Project. Last year, we were able to raise $30,000 to buy a dog for a wounded vet, and I will be confirming tomorrow, but the goal is to give the dog to the veteran at the event this year that we paid for last year. This is going to be absolutely incredible event. It's going to be 4 hours again, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. This is not a dinner, just like if you come to the previous ones. It's appetizers, full open bar, liquor, wine, beer, coffee, soft drinks. Last year we gave out 9 cigars. We're at a minimum shooting for 5, hoping for at least 9 again. We've got a amazing commemorative challenge coin again, and custom Glencairn glasses, live music again with a live and silent auction. Last year we had over 30 sponsors of this event, and it was absolutely incredible. These are the glasses from the first year, but you could see the emblem. This year is going to be the same thing, but with just the updated date. So we are looking very forward to seeing everybody there. We will have custom made cigars again, my partner tells me, and we're going to be doing some pretty cool stuff. Not fully going to announce it yet, maybe next week, as I'm going to be calling Mark Geis tomorrow, but we'll just hold your horses, everybody. We'll get the information put out there. I know everyone's chomping at the bit over there on the phone, jumping over to Eventbrite right now, but do yourself a favor. There are only a few tickets left. Please, it's for an absolutely fantastic cause. We're trying to raise money for a dog every single year. So if you're going to be in the Colorado area, or would even just like to donate something for the event or be a part of it in some way, reach out to me directly, jump over to Eventbrite, buy a ticket. If you can't make the event, I will personally ship you all the goodies that come with it. So thank you so much to everybody that came last year and the previous year. We went from $8,000 to $30,000 the second year, from $8,000 the first. So very successful years 1 and 2, and we're hoping for another really big successful year in year 3. So enough said. Again, as nobody really comes here. I mean, look at me. Nobody really comes here to look at me at all. All right. The good doctor, and certainly the guests coming up before the good doctors. I have a face for radio, everybody, but I appreciate the kind words. All right, we're going to be bringing on a special guest tonight. This is Brad Reiths, and for those of you that have been watching the show for any prolonged time will know what Brad meant to me, to this show, to my personal life. in so many facets of my personal life he had managed to kind of weave himself into willingly by me as well. I loved him in very many ways. We were gaming buddies, smoking buddies. Obviously, he'd come on the show whenever I'd ask him to. Just absolutely a really great person. And he was going to be turning 50 this year. So to celebrate Brad's big 50th birthday, Carrie, I will give you the floor. But before I do, please take an opportunity to introduce yourself because, guys, we're going to be having Carrie back on the show as well because she's got to sit down just the same way Brad did on the show. And we're going to go through some stuff here, hopefully in the fall. But
Oh, that'd be great.
please go ahead
Um,
and introduce yourself. I would love to have you on.
oh, I'd love to be on. I'm sitting here watching you do the intro, and I'm like, oh my gosh, his energy is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. You
I try
remind
to
me,
match Brad.
I tell you, he would be so proud of you just watching you just blow through the screen. He would be so proud of you. I just couldn't stop smiling, honestly, just watching you and your energy. It was awesome for me to watch. So I just had to tell you that. So I'm Brad Reed's sister. I'm Carrie. For all of you who don't know me, it's awesome to be here. I run with my family and with Justin now, Zeal Cigars. We are a small family business, and we're rocking it out. We're continuing the stream that Brad had. We're doing everything that we possibly can to keep Brad's dream alive, and we are fighters. We're gonna, keep it going. And one of the things that we're doing to celebrate Brad and to honor Brad is, like Ryan said, his birthday is coming up, or would have been coming up. On July 5th, he would have been 50 years old this year. And that's actually one thing that that I've done for a really long time is I whenever my birthday comes, I always get to say I get to turn. Whatever the year is. Like this past birthday, I got to turn 46. And I say it like that because there's so many people who don't get to turn. And there are so many people who dread their birthdays. And I hope this encourages people who are watching to look at their birthday as something wonderful and special, regardless of their age. If you get a birthday, just know that you get to turn. You get a birthday, so celebrate it. Brad would have gotten his 50th birthday this year, and birthdays have been difficult for us. We've had 4 birthdays in 3 months in our family since Brad passed, so it's been rough. So I really wanted to, because we've had so many people reach out to us and say, how can we help? Ryan, you being one of them, like you were probably one of the first ones. What can I do? What can I do? How can I help? And you immediately messaged me, and you don't know me, but I need to talk to you. And this was something that I wanted to do. I didn't want to just do like an account for people to help or anything like that. I wanted to do something really special and something that just screamed Brad and that would celebrate Brad, not just here, help. And that would just give back to everybody, right? So we wanted to it took a little bit to develop, but I got a hold of some people, and specifically one of the companies that partnered with us was New Air. And as you know, they make incredible humidors, absolutely incredible humidors. And Brad had a specific humidor in his home. That one where we're keeping in the shop, we have to keep that his specific humidor in the shop. However, I reached out to New Air, told them exactly which one he had, and they have partnered with us, and they want to send a brand new one to the winner. So it is an 840 count humidor. electric humidor, built-in humidification, LED lighting, Spanish doors. I mean, you name it, bells and whistles, it's got them all. And it's
It's like a $2,000 humidor.
Yeah, it's huge.
It's
It's
super
ridiculous.
expensive.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
And they also gave us a code during this time of raffle, during this month that we're having the raffle, for 10% off anything on their website. And the code is Zeal C10. And all of this information is found on our website and on our Instagram. So you can go directly to zealcigars.com, or you can go to our Instagram, zeal.team6, and all of it's in the link tree. You can find everything there. And but the kicker is that if you get the raffle tickets, you'll get you have a chance to win the humidor. We're going to send you 50 cigars to either continue your current stock or help you fill it. And it'll be between a $300 and $500 value of cigars. And anyone who gets in the raffle will, there's so many like additional perks. So it's a $50 ticket for the raffle because Brad was going to be 50. So we're continuing the 50. And you're going to get 50 sticks. There's the New Air, 10% off anything if you want to grab that. You can't lose, because even if you're not the winner of the actual humidor, you still get a $10 gift card sent to you within 72 hours after the raffle. So even if you don't win the humidor, you at least get that, right? But this is a kicker. One thing that we noticed, and this is a special for anyone who's involved in the raffle, anyone who gets a raffle ticket. One thing that we noticed with our house brands is that when we bring in a new house brand, they sell out immediately. And we saw it with like one of our top sellers is like the Cocoa Chemist. People always bring up the Cocoa Chemist. That sold out within 24 hours. It was gone. Like, people continue to ask about it. So anyone involved in this raffle, they are going to get a link sent to them special. For 24 hours, they will be able to buy Brad's Legacy sticks. When we have them in, when we finally get them in, they will be able to have a window of time, a 24-hour window of time before anyone else, because they were involved in this raffle. They will be able to purchase the Legacy sticks before anyone else. So it's like almost like a secret a secret window. Or a secret shopping window.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, and I'm constantly getting vendors involved, and I'm constantly getting emails and everything. So there's even more to come. That's what we have so far. So this month is full of all kinds of surprises. So I'm sure that I'm going to have more next week when you have me back on. So I mean, even all that is amazing, but there's still more to come.
It's gonna be like a 4-week infomercial. But
Right?
wait, there's more.
Oh wait,
So
there's more.
well, thank you so much, Carrie, and of course, thank you very much for thinking of me, for thinking of this show,
Thank you.
to be a part of and announce this on. Guys, everybody, it's on my Facebook page, my show Facebook page, or you could jump straight over to zealcigars.com, and it is in big right there on the banner part of the website. Not as big as Brad, but it's pretty loud and proud, and certainly Brad was a loud and proud
We tried to make it as
individual.
big as him, but
I know.
just
We
couldn't.
we missed the crooked beard.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but anyways, Carrie, from the bottom of my heart, love you and thank you so much for coming on. And we'll see you same Rocky Mountain Cigar Show time next week.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ryan, for having me on. I
You're
really,
so
really
welcome.
appreciate it. You
You're
guys have a
so welcome.
great show and have a great time tonight.
Thank you so much, Carrie. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
All right, guys, that's the end of the show here. Oh, no, hold on. No, we actually have somebody in the back. Oh, geez, he's been in the background. Hey, Doc, how you doing? I almost forgot you're in the back.
It was really going on. Hey,
how you doing, brother?
Oh, no, kicking. Hey, just having a great time. It's a couple hours off from work, so it's good to be on the show. And I have never been to the Rocky Mountains, so this is the closest I'm going to get.
Well, we've got to get you out here. You gotta try to make your way out here for either Rocky Mountain Cigar Fest one year, which is an absolutely amazing buying and selling show. I mean, in my opinion, which don't take that for a few grains of salt. It's not like I've been around the world to all the cigar events, right? But from a buying show side, I go TGS, the Great Smoke first, and then Cigar Fest. They are completely different, but if we're gonna just measure up buying shows and buying atmosphere, so but Doc, let's kind of jump right in here. The first segment that we're gonna do is really the only segment that I do for the show, which is the "What Are You Smoking Tonight" segment, sponsored by Steve Sock over at Dunbarton Tobacco and Trust. Thank you so much, Steve, for supporting the show. So, Doc, what are you smoking tonight?
Tonight I'm smoking one of my favorite new blends. It's called the 33 Oaks. It's a 12-year oak bourbon barrel age. Pretty spectacular smoke though. The tobaccos are super unique. We grow it at a different level in our country, so the elevation is probably what makes it so different. That our ability to grow tobacco at different altitudes gives us a little bit of flexibility and creating things that are not just regular Dominican. Since my stuff is just Dominican puro, I only use the stuff that I grow. So it was great to be able to use a new area. And if you smoke this, you right away you'll know. You say this doesn't taste Dominican. So I'm really proud of this production. The blend is fantastic. It only took me like 5 years to get it done. Another 10 to finish it and polish it. So it's good. It's good. This is the Corojo version. So we use natural Corojo, our Corojo that we grow. No Habano, no hybrid leaf, no sun grown, none of that stuff. It's authentic Corojo. Same seed we've been growing for 150 years. So it's pretty exciting.
So it only took you 15 short years to get that down.
Yeah, imagine that.
Man, that is love. I mean, right? I don't know that I could stay entertained with something for 15 years, let alone, just have that drive, that constant drive to make it perfect, But I mean, let's be honest here. It makes total sense. You have that personality. You're a doctor. So that perfectionist personality is driven inside of you. And it's definitely, I mean, I would have, if it wouldn't have been good in probably 2 years, I'd like to think I would have stuck with it, but I don't know. You put 15 years into it. That's a huge chunk of life right there.
It is. Like I think we've, as a physician, our skill set is not really to know anything. It's just, I tell people all the time, it's about being able to make the people just wait long enough to let their body heal itself. So it's teaching them to be a patient, and so patient is patience. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. It's what it is. So I'm always thinking, man. I'm always since I was little, learning to put tobaccos together. My job, I started smoking when I was, and it's kind of weird. There's a lot of guys that'll tell you they started smoking when they were 12. So I'm kind of fascinated. I literally did start when I was 12, but like I was trying to get the F out of the farm. All these people today, I want to go to the farm. I'm like, fuck the farm, bro. You step on shit. You get your clothes dirty. There's a lot of oils on the tobacco leaf, and a true person that really hits the farm, you could see it on their clothes. It's tainted. It's got a lot of oil stains on it.
It's like a mechanic.
Yeah. You got stains on, So, and some people, oh, that's wonderful. Well, guess what? When you live on a farm and you don't, I don't twill cotton. You lose a lot of good clothes. So I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here, man. So I did everything I could I told my grandfather, just teach me how to blend. And he was like, well, you have to have the skill. And he did a lot of, I remember him asking me things like, try this, smoke this, always asking me questions and then teaching me what he knew, and I guess he was perplexed with my ability to digest his years of experience so fast. I would say between 14 and 18, I really accelerated in just crazy knowledge. Like, I just really was able to put it together really quick. And he thought that was kind of, he would tell me, he's like, oh God, the things you're doing are incredible. It took me years, 10 years, 12 to figure this out, that to be able to really understand the differences between 3, 5, 8 year, 10 year, like a lot of guys are smoking a lot of stuff out there. You have really no clue what the author is giving you. There's a lot of stuff that's 3 year, 5 year, you don't know. And then, and different prices. So, I don't play with that. I just feel like everybody has to answer to the guy above, So if you lie and you cheat, you bullshit, you're gonna get yours later on. But I don't want to be around when you get it. Yeah, I like honesty. I'm a very simple person. I could do a lot of things with these hands, but I don't mess around with. I just don't like BS, and that's why pretty much I move away when I see it. If you see me moving away from something, think about it. There's a reason why. There's shoe polish and there's shit, right? So you gotta watch it. So I like moving away. Just do the best you can. I say 10, it's 10. If it's a 12 year, I didn't even put 12 year in my stuff because I thought it was misleading. It's not 12 years in an oak bourbon barrel. It's 2 years. It's 2 years. It's 10 aged, and then we age it 2 additional more years in a barrel. More than 2 years in a barrel to me is excessive. Not necessary. It doesn't. I tried 3 years. So we actually have a vintage that's 13 years. That one I'm going to do a very limited run of the 13, which is that 3 year. But honestly, I don't taste the difference. But in the yield, and complexities are completely in the 98 to 99 percentile of what we were expecting. But feel free, shoot at the hip. I normally respond to everything.
No, you're totally fine, man. So, okay, you've been blending 14 to 18s when you really kicked it up a notch and did the I'm gonna show my age here, but bam, did the whole Emerald Lagasse thing to it, and really put the knowledge behind you. Why go in to be a doctor then? I mean, let's just go right to the question. Why, if you were gonna stay inside the tobacco world, why go the doctor route just to kind of full circle it, unless you felt that would have given you not the knowledge but the business knowledge to do this? Because a big chunk of medical school is business school too. I mean, that's a big chunk of it. So what's your thoughts on that?
No, like for me, so we're very natural, holistic type of people. We believe in that the land and is what cures almost everything. If you have the patience and the time, it will do it. So I always watch my grandfather, my dad, my mother use different leaves and treat wounds and all that. So I always knew of the different properties of the tobacco. The leaf of the tobacco is used in many things that we do, that we concoct. We make ointments, we make creams out of it. And I was like, man, so digging deep, I needed to get into the science of it. So I said, and then my urge, I just love helping people. I don't think there's a person that I've never that has met me that I'm not always asking them, how can I help you? What can I do for you? Like if I see, and and I'm a good, I could read body, I could look at your situation. I could tell in most cases what most people are going through. It's a blessing. It's a gift that God gave me. But I just like helping. I said, man, I really gotta. And the more I got into it, I said, man, I just need to study this and become, just know as much as I can, because as much as you really find out that you really don't know anything at all. But so I just kept on studying it. In my spare time, I'm always reading. I'm in the car. I'm downloading journals. I'm listening to. I in a day I must hear at least 7 to 8 different abstracts from different medical journals, and then I'm also watching social media posts, people asking questions from anything. So I'm always digesting information, and luckily I could retain a lot of it. But it was all for the ability to help. I like sticking my hands in things, and if I can make anybody's life better, even through, because let me tell you, smoking and tobacco, I got that. That's easy, especially for me, because I'm vertically integrated. The ability to grow your own tobacco, select what you're going to do, what you're going to use, that's not something that's normal in our business. So I don't take that for granted. Our ability to just channel a lot of the difficulties that exist in this business. But to me, it's not a business. This is something. It's about, I sell experiences. That's what I tell people. It's a journey. When you smoke a cigar, I have a story to tell. And that's the way I grew up. That's the way I try to do it. When you smoke one of my cigars, from the lighting to the end, it's something beautiful. It's fantastic. If you can close your eyes and just listen, feel, taste, touch, you will be transported to a new place. That's what I'm about. Clean finish, no aftertaste. That's my goal. I don't make anything to blow anybody's head off. I don't do that. People that love that stuff, I tell them, great for you. I'll be seeing you anyway when you hit 40 or 45. You're going to be my patient anyway. So it's good. It works out no matter what. In the end, I get you too. If you don't listen, moderation. I tell everybody wants the good doctor to say this is good. And I tell everybody, it's good in moderation. If you can control yourself. And I keep telling people, you can't make an art form, a tradition that's over 6,000 years old. You just can't take it and make it yours. And I told her, stop trying to do that. Respect the art, and it will transcend. It will still go through time if you just respect it. Don't try to. People that are pimping this out, doing all kinds of weird stuff, and just taking moments and just destroying the beauty of making cigars, of smoking cigars, enjoying the camaraderie, the experience. That's what this is about. 100%. I don't give it. I'm not trying to make no money from this. There's people that are in it to do whatever they need. They have financial goals. I'm not an investor. Not in this. I'm an investor in your time. When you spend your $10, your $12, whatever it costs you to purchase one of our products, I want your time to be well spent, and I want to earn your trust and your and your faith in me and my ability to deliver. Isn't that crazy?
No, that's. I like how you said that. That's my investment. I'm going to drink to that too. I'm going to drink. That was great. That was salute. That was great. I love that. You brought up a few things I'm going to go back to, but I love what you just said. I want to invest in your time. I want to invest in you. Yes, you're paying me $12 or $10 or whatever it is for your state for this cigar, but I'm giving you the value. I'm giving you more. I'm investing equally back into your time. And that's such a great way of thinking of it because, Abe, I'm waiting for Bruce to put in here in the stats. Abe DeBam always says it's not about the cigar, it's about the experience. Right. And there's, you're in the DR. How many brands have you seen come and go? And I mean, almost monthly, weekly. I mean, there's a ton of brands that the world will never know. And maybe one of the greatest cigars ever made is gone. Who knows, right? Nobody ever knows that.
No.
But it's that experience. It's that I'm gonna take a chance on a GTO cigar. I've never heard of GTO before, but man, I'm gonna take a chance on it. One, it doesn't break my bank, so you're not asking a lot. And two, going through listening to you and just getting to know your story a little bit even before the show, it's you give back 100% of that. And so I personally think you probably feel you give twice the amount that the person's actually spending on the cigar and value of that product. Would you say that's accurate?
Oh, that's 100%. Absolutely.
So here we go. Here's Bruce. Thank you, Bruce. Good to have you back, brother. Missed you for a couple weeks. I don't like it when you don't text me and tell me you're not going to be watching the show either. So Doc, you had mentioned something I want to go back to. Anytime anybody ever kind of goes through any sort of true intellectual discussion, they always must first define their terms. Would you agree with that?
Sure.
So I would like to ask you, define moderation.
Okay, well, all right, so I'm gonna be hardcore with this because your physical and mental and social well-being is my first and foremost priority. So cigars are wonderful. There are things that go on in the product that we need to understand, that's happening. So I try to keep it at the simplest approach. I tell guys all the time, listen, the amount of pepper that you're tasting is directly proportional to the amount of nicotine that you're getting. Whether or not it's the same as a cigarette, it's not. In a cigarette, we've already determined it's an ion. And the other part, in here, it's a salt. So yes, there's a different way of absorbing, but here's the thing. You could absorb through the lungs, through the air, and then there's another one that's super fast that nobody talks about, and it's called sublingual. If you're having a heart attack, what are you going to give? The first thing you get is a nitro. And that nitroglycerin, we put it under your tongue to be dissolved. We don't tell you to swallow it because it goes right into the bloodstream through the sublingual route. So the nicotine that you're salivating on will be absorbed and it runs through your body. So it does charge you a bit. There is an effect. It lingers and it goes to the brain and it releases endorphins. So everything, if you can just control and throttle the amount of this stimulant, then you're going to be okay. So like to me, if you're the kind of guy that you got to wake up and your cigar is a high octane cigar, I don't think you're going to do very well very long. Seriously, because you're going to start looking like tobacco. The building that you walk into where a lot of people smoke, it looks weathered. It looks yellow. It looks, you're going to start looking like that because you're going to have it on your pores. It comes from the inside out. So calm it down. You know that for a long time, we never had a problem with smoking mild to medium. That was 96% of every cigar made imagine my grandfather had cigars. I have one here that he made 1942. What the hell could he have been thinking in 1942? It was still a medium smoke because they knew then that you're supposed to throttle the strength component. There was always this person that needed a whack and he wanted high octane. So that guy will migrate to the cigars that are very, very high in nicotine. So here's the thing. The nicotine and all that stuff, what it does is, and this is in a nutshell, so everybody can learn this. Your brain does not like to be disturbed. It is very lazy. Anything that stimulates the brain says, I'm going to tune it out because it's interfering with everything else I'm doing. So like loud sounds, noises, smells, things like that, it'll cancel. You could work in a manure factory. After about 3 weeks, you don't smell manure because your brain tuned it out. These offensive or noxious gases or smells hit the palate. The palate vibrates, especially the ones that have that pepper taste, that nicotine. It vibrates the palate, and it's constantly stimulating the brain. The brain's like, even though it's trying to think, it's getting these alternate stimulus, and then it says, you know what? I'm going to cancel this shit because it's freaking messing with my brain. I can't control the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. There's 3 parts, right? So what it does is I'm gonna cancel it, and when it does that, you lose the ability to smell. So when people say that they're smoking a cigar and they say, well, man, I smell leather, I smell shit, the dew falling off the green leaf. That's true. That's all true. It's not bullshit. It's real because it's in the smell. Taste is almost all smell. Yeah. Okay. So remember that. If we fuck this up, God gave us all 2 olfactory nerves. They come from the bottom of the brain, travel up, and then come through the back of the nose and line the palate. Those 2 nerves, and they open up. So if you're gonna destroy your palate by whacking at these crazy sticks for breakfast, who the hell wakes up in the morning? You know that somebody's bad if they wake up in the morning and they need a drink of bourbon for breakfast. Your palate isn't developed, but you just want the endorphin kick or the high you get from the alcohol. So that person is disturbed. That person has a problem. And in time, he's going to be getting treatment, right? So same thing with us. Develop your palate just like we do, man, from history. This is years. The best people, that when you go out and have a fancy meal, what's the first thing they give you? They give you a warm soup because the warmness distends the intestines. When it falls in there, the intestines start to move. It starts motility. It starts getting you prepared. Your taste starts to develop. So wake up in the morning and do like the rest of us do in the rest of the world. 85% of all people smoke mild to medium. This 10% high octane stuff, which is great. I'm not knocking nobody's stuff. I think it's all meant to be. It's good stuff. There's a moment for it. You want to hang on? Oh, that's
no.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm that.
No, they're there. So to me, wait. It's not 5 o'clock somewhere. No, it's your body. It's your body, and you can do whatever you want with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to. I love that because if you mess it up enough, you're gonna come to my ER, and then I get to work on you. When I admit you, that's where I make money. Because once that's $2,000 or $3,000 a night. And if I get you into ICU, that's when I start thinking, oh, man, I'm getting some new tires for my DB9. I'm thinking, man, this is working. But I tell cats, so just slow down. Wake up in the morning. Enjoy. Listen, there's so many tobacco leaves, right? Enjoy a fucking great Connecticut. I don't care which one. Just grab a nice Connecticut. Go smooth, man. Get that. Taste the woody notes, the creaminess. Taste the butter. Taste the whatever comes to your mind. And then the cedar finish. Oof, and then this is what I do. And then I'll smoke even 2 or 3 Connecticut. I'm not destroying my palate. I'm going slow. And then in between, a sip of coffee, a sip of Coca-Cola. Those are great palate cleansers. Just a little bit of a sip, and then move to smoking a Habano, a Corojo, or a mild to medium Maduro, and then leave for the evening the stronger stuff. Now, I've heard comments from other people that they know everything, but they really don't understand the human body. But they'll say, no, I don't want to smoke an intense cigar at night because then it keeps me up at night. But then you got another problem. Your insomnia and your anxiety problems have nothing to do with the cigar that's keeping you up at night. You have another mental stress component that needs to be addressed. It has nothing to do with the cigar. But if you don't care, that's on you. I always tell people, just be prepared to deal with whatever happens in the end. So you don't see manufacturers. I dare you to tell me, point to one guy who, not a brand owner. I ain't talking about brand owners, manufacturers, guys like us that make things, especially blenders. We would never destroy our palates smoking something super hot in the morning. You don't see that. You won't see. I'll name names. I've never seen Nick Perdomo grab a hot. I haven't seen Carlito Fuente. No, no, none of these guys. They all of us mild to medium. And you know what happens to guys that tell me, like, I don't give a shit and I do it and whatever. I've been around this thing all my life. I ain't going away. That's why I tell people, brands will come and go. The Rodriguezes will be here forever because I already have the 5th generation coming up, and they're already ready to take the reins. So we're 150 years old. I'm not going anywhere. I'm gonna still be watching from my porch, like the old cliche. I'll be watching the funerals pass from my balcony. Slow down, guys. Give this respect, love it, and just go easy. Be part like
So I'll be upfront with you, and maybe this was because I was unfortunately for 20 years a cigarette smoker. I could nicotine. When I say nicotine doesn't affect me, I'm not talking on the molecular level of what it's doing to the brain. Nicotine doesn't make me sick. Like, I could give somebody a cigar. I have several cigars in my humidor that I could give to a few buddies of mine that they'd probably turn green, and I know it's a lot of that is the nicotine, the pepper, that overheating of the body, the sweats. I will, and I'll come back to that in a second, but I will light a heavy cigar. I will light a very, very peppery one in the morning. I don't always do it. I will be upfront. My only times I typically save Connecticut's for are the morning. Flat out. I mean, I will usually try to stay medium or below for a morning cigar. What is that?
Oh, this is my favorite rum, Leyenda.
It's a rum. I gotta get into rum, man. I've gotten through scotches and bourbons, and rum's next for me.
This family, they go as far as back as we do. Really great family. The Brugal family are insane. They do great Dominican rum. There's a lot of good rums from all over the country, the world, but this is my favorite. I was born. My dad and my grandfather were born in Cuba. I was born in the Dominican Republic, so we call that Dominicano de pura cepa, which means of real roots. I was born in El Cibao, where the best tobacco grows, El Valle del Cibao. That's where we have our farm. That's where I was born. That's where I was raised. And I really, really love my country. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I love Cuba.
Well,
I have never been to the other ones, so I can't talk about them. So like I told them, interesting, very interesting. But will I get there? No, because anytime I have a break, I want to get my ass back home. I need to rub my palm trees. I need to get my coconuts from my farm. I need to make my own coconut, drink my own coconut water to rejuvenate. I'm going home soon.
Well, you had mentioned, and I've heard this, that if somebody is going to get the sweats and the my wife, it surprised me. My wife could smoke anything I can. Again, we were both cigarette smokers for 20 years. So I'm not negating the fact that my body is much more attuned to handling nicotine than somebody that smokes a couple cigars a year and that's it. Okay. But I've always been told, I've done it myself on a few cigars that have kind of churned. But I've never popped from a cigar yet, fortunately. But just a little bit of like sugary soda and put your cigar down for like 10 minutes, and that will counteract that nicotine. Is that medically correct?
Pretty much, honestly, the in a lot of stores, people have mints and different candies there. The chocolates are to clean your palate. But some of those peppermints, some of them might buy it because they saw the other guy do it. But the true reason for them to be there is so that if you do have a nicotine flare up, what you do is you sit down, you take that candy, put it under your tongue, let it dissolve. Don't swallow it. Just let it dissolve under your tongue. And that sugar will counteract the nicotine effect. So you'll be, the dizziness will go away, the greenness will pass. It'll take about 2 to 3 minutes if you could just settle down for a second. The sweats, everybody's gonna see them. So they're gonna be like, lightweight. But that's okay, because this guy's a basket case or something, but and if you don't get the nausea, because I heard one guy, he had it and then he started hurling. And I was like, well, that's a telltale sign that he's lost the battle.
Yeah, that was a little too much for him at that point.
Yeah. But it's not his fault. It's not his fault, brother, because this is one thing that pisses me off with a lot of companies or people that there's a lot of guys. Look, I've been in stores where people don't know me, and I don't really care. I'm not trying to get notoriety. I don't live for that. I don't believe in the 10 minutes of fame. No, I'm the first person to downplay. Somebody calls me doctor, and I'm like, what? In front of people, I'll be like, what are you doing? I'm Oscar. I don't. My title, I have that. I don't need to be. I don't need to remind people. But some of these guys, I could be in the humidor, and then this dude, he's walking with a flock of lambs, and then he's gonna say, well, he's our cigar guy, because and then that peckerhead points out some monster cigar, bro. He goes, yeah, smoke this. That's why I gotta give newbies Liga Privada. Yeah, smoke this.
Oh, yeah.
And those guys, and I looked at him, I said, how, you guys are gonna smoke here? And they goes, yeah, well, because I'm on duty for another 30 minutes. He goes, if you guys pass out or something, I'll help you out. And they're like, what the hell? I said, no, I don't. And he goes, what do you know about cigars? I said, I don't know shit. I don't know nothing about steak. But you keep on listening to that dweeb. That guy, of course, he went to the tobacconist school. He's definitely a curator. He knows what he's doing. He goes, and these people need to stop doing what they're doing. If you just smoke a couple of cigars and you think you're a badass, man, keep that to yourself. Don't put a newbie, because you're gonna mess up that guy's experience, and he'll never do it again. Thanks to you, So I tell them, stop being that dude. In this business, there's professional people that know what they're doing. Always follow the store owner, but sadly, there are some store owners that don't even know shit either. So I highly implore that all cigar store owners, the staff that work at these places, go to the Tobacconist University. You can go to Ishmael's website. He has it. I think he does. Get on there, take the class, learn a little bit about it, and it's going to be available through the TPA also, but on his website, because he might be the one paying for it or something. I'm not sure, but do that. So then you can say, well, look, I'm certified. I know what I'm talking about. And know what is mild. Because I got some dudes that smoke stuff like that you like, and then they come back and say, oh yeah, that Airbender is medium.
I tell everybody. So I smoke between 3 to 5 cigars a day, throughout the day. Not always that much. Sometimes more, depending on the weekend or whatever. And people ask me all the time, pick out a cigar for me. Pick out what you like. And my first question to them is, how often do you smoke? I smoke only when I golf during the summer. All right, so it's December and you're in a cigar lounge. Like, I'm not giving you what I'm gonna smoke, probably. Like, I'm gonna turn around and go, did you eat tonight? What's your drink of choice? How do you like your coffee? Trying to figure out a palate structure to put them into. And then usually I come back with like a mild to medium at best. Now if they're coming up to me going, oh, I'm daily, put me in what you like. Well, okay. Well, then I'd feel comfortable going, I'm not going to rock their world and completely destroy them, because what you said was so accurate. And I'll take it a step further. Oftentimes when people ask, if I ask a rock climber, oh man, what's the best thing you've ever climbed? He's going to tell me what, or what's something that you love to climb. He's going to tell me literally from him. And I go, oh man, I'm going to try to do that. And they're going to go, no, go to the indoor climbing thing at Bass Pro Shop to start, and I feel often so many people are so passionate that they want to share their favorites, and in a very good way, in a very like understandable, I love this, I want you to experience it, but sometimes that's too much. And I think, like you said, with the tobacconist, with that style of training, it's the same thing when you go into a restaurant and you ask for a wine to go with a meal. Hopefully they're not throwing out some bullshit wine that they're guessing and hoping, they're not suggesting red wine with fish type deal, right? Yeah, Ish is about to comment, I'm sure, if he's watching, like, you don't ever do that. Um, but I mean, to that line, like it's very. I've witnessed it. Like I've actually gone up behind people and been like, dude, it doesn't. I think you should try this one instead. You know, um, and because the only times that we can get people involved in this is when they're smoking, and if we completely destroy them, it's like giving somebody too much vodka their first time. I can't touch the stuff anymore. I mean, would you kind of agree with that understanding and that thought process of you're literally destroying potential clients?
Yeah, and destroying, I don't know, like, just different experiences for people because now they won't go back to it. Like and and definitely, yes. Hey, but this is my thing too, like, because so I served, right, and I've been on many many bases, right. When I would visit the neighboring neighborhoods, a lot of them are not in great places, right. So I would go into a shop or somebody that had something like it, and then, even though I have all this knowledge and I know, those of us that know what quality tobacco tastes like, it becomes kind of frustrating when you see people selling young tobacco, shit like that, not your better tobaccos, and especially at some prices. But remember this is what I tell guys: it's all in the store that you go to, what they support, and because that's what they're going to sell you. Like, so I've seen a lot of guys that had at this particular store. I was stationed in Louisiana, and that's true.
Very true.
That's definitely true what he's saying. I would go into the store and they had no brands. This guy had a connection through Ebor and some roller out of Jamaica, and those are all his cigars. But all the servicemen, the Army guys that were there, because I was Air Force, they were all smoking this stuff, and they were like, "This is good stuff." So they said, "Doc, you got to go. We know you know about this. So you got to go check these." So I go over there and I said, "Well, what are they? Let me buy some." And I bought like 12. All of them were not even a year old and still reeked of ammonia. So these guys thought that the flavor that was so good was ammonia. So I looked at all of them and I said, "You guys enjoy the flavor of ammonia?" He goes, "That is crazy. That fume that's coming off this shit is terrible. It's terrible." He goes, "But but here's the thing: you can become accustomed to anything." And the perfect example is, look how many people you swear by your mother's cooking. Whatever your mother gave you, she'll cook it 15 times. That's what you eat. You love that because that's what she gave you. She's not a professional chef. Some mothers aren't gifted with a great sazon, a great. So that's what you like. If you love Spam, then, giving you prime rib is a waste of time. If you're
Well, I
stuck,
mean, I like Spam, but I like prime rib too.
yeah, but you know the difference. So,
I
but
do. I grew up eating Spam.
there you go. So, but a lot of people don't know.
I don't eat it anymore.
I'm there with you. But that's definitely what happens. Like, so it's hard to take that out of people. I was like, man, and I said, look, guys, I'm gonna get you guys some stuff that's been aged 5 years. High priming, good quality tobacco, and then let's try that and let's see what it does. For you. And then as they started to smoke the more refined tobacco, they're like, oh my God, this is cleaner. So people start noticing that all of a sudden, why is many cigars that are just a better quality, why are they so smooth? Why can they achieve different layers of complexity, and that's because of the type of tobacco that we're using. We're using A, not B, not C, and never D. But even today, there's people making cigars with D type
Well,
tobacco.
let me ask you this. Because you have a luxury that 99.9% of cigar manufacturers, or I should say brand owners, not manufacturers, brand owners. Okay. Because in my opinion, to be a manufacturer, you got to have a manufacturing facility.
Yeah.
Brand owners don't ever get to do it. So let me kind of give you devil's advocate and kind of push back a little bit on what you said.
Yeah.
You said you use A over B, C, or D.
Yeah.
I'm a small guy. I sell 20,000 sticks a year. All I got's the D, Doc. I got to use what I could work with, right? To kind of put it out. Can that D be turned into an A of some kind? Or like how then am I, as a small manufacturer, hoping for the best from, or a small brand owner, hoping from the best from a manufacturer that they're going to give me quality tobacco? I don't know any better. I get D. What do I do?
Well, D is pipe tobacco. That's how bad it is. So that when we render,
I love pipe tobacco.
So, but look at that. I will never touch the stuff, but I sell that to the pipe guys so they can make their blends with it, because it's curly, it's deformed, it has super irregularities. They chop it up, they mince it, they make the shit. But there's people making cigars with this stuff and they're selling the shit. So I'm like, Jesus Christ. So there, I happen to like when I was stationed in Hawaii, I fell in love with Spam. It's what they gave me, like here's what it is. And if you fry that, there's always a diamond in the rough. You don't, because not always the best. Look, you could take a kid that's in Little League, give him the best bat, the best uniform, the best glove. But will he perform? He has the best chances of performing better because he's got quality equipment. But not that has to come from the heart, right? From the inside. His ability to use the high quality but he's going to have a 9 out of 10 chance that he's going to hit the ball better. The ball will travel more. The glove might hold the ball better because it's a better leather. That kind of stuff. With our stuff, there's with the different levels, you just need a good blender that knows how to mix. And then what is it that you're trying to achieve with your blend? If you're going to go with a higher strength component cigar, then flavor is not going to be your problem, because you're shooting for a different spectrum, and I always get a kick out of guys that are smoking high octane and they say, "Oh, I love the flavor," and I'm like, "The fuck you're tasting?"
I love the pepper. I always tell them the high octane. I tell people I want my nose to fucking burn off. I love it. I'm not gonna lie. I will name it right now, Doc, if I may. One brand. If somebody is like, I want to suck on the tailpipe of a car and just love every minute of it, Espinosa. I have a couple high octane brands, but I will be upfront with you. I'm fucked up like that. I again, though, if I didn't smoke cigarettes for 20 years, I don't know that I would be able to smoke what I smoke now. But no, you're right. I like the complexity is in the sense of I love that feel of the burn in the nose and on the lips, but you're right. I'm not doing it for picking out notes of cedar and no, it's I'm literally eating red pepper.
Definitely.
No,
but today we've come a long way because look, Ken, I've smoked a lot of their stuff. Yeah, well, he's saying what you got. It's how you swing the bat, not the size of the bat. Exactly. You got to use what you got. So you're gonna have there's those there's 1 out of 10, that kind of shit that's gonna be good. And that's why you said damn, they come and go. Because out of the 10 that they, but to me, like if you're humble and you don't, you got to be careful because a lot of dudes come in, they just want to flex all day, and I'm like, come on, man. He goes, my island is small. I even know the marchantas, the ladies that sell the fruit on the donkeys. I happen to know like 60 of them, like in that area, because the families, I know who makes the coffee cup, those families. I know who makes the rum. I know who make the cigarettes. Yeah, all of these people. I grew up. If you live in a small island, you get to know the people. But these dudes come in, then I have my own farm and all this just to push, and then they come. If you're coming in subpar, and then you're gonna try to sell it at my father price point, man, you're in for a trick. You're in for a real journey. It's gonna be hard. So you really got to be careful. I would say so. I would say more so. You got to be careful where you're gonna price yourself. Because a lot of people, this is what's happening. They go to the store and they see, who's this guy? Oh, it's there's an octopus. I can't even use that as a thing. Let's say, hey, crab. Oh shit, crab. This Toro is we don't know who the fuck put it together, but it's $18.99. And then I'm gonna look at my podcast. So I got $20 bill. Should I go with this crazy thing that just popped out of nowhere? I don't know who this guy is. This is Alex Pujnat, whatever the hell he came from. No affiliation with the business. This dude was a plumber. He was a sewage tank drain. But he loves cigars. He's passionate about it. I'm going to release a cigar, and it's going to cost you $19. Dude, I'm buying my father. I'm going to buy Pepin because it's right there. That be you, the judge. It's right there. It's $18. So
I agree with you. I've actually consulted with a few brands that I had one brand talk to me and like, oh, I just got a huge order. They ordered like 20 boxes from me. Great. Well, don't worry about that order. You should only be concerned with how many they're going to order next time, because whatever they order the first time does not mean the next time there's even going to be an order. And quite frankly, you could dupe anybody to buying anything one time. Look at all the infomercials. $19.99 for $1,000 piece of material that some company found, so like you could dupe everyone once, but you're correct. You can't dupe them twice. And if you're asking $20 or $19, man, I have typically a strict limit of I don't go over $20 for a stick. If I do, it's gotta be amazing. And I have a hard time justifying going over 15 because there's so many sticks from 8 to 15 that are great.
Definitely that. I was in a store in Tennessee, and a brand owner. Here's another thing. If you're going to be a part of a business, I think, even though there's a lot of insignificant people, that you need to know, you really need to learn about the business. Don't be so. And I'm throwing this out there for anybody that wants to do this. Don't come in there chest high, acting like you're a beast and all this. When there's gonna be some titans you're gonna bump into, they're gonna knock you on the ground. Be careful. Be humble. Be humble with whatever bullshit you got or whatever great shit you got. If you're humble, it's easier for a person to take it, give it a good read, and then tell that. But I was at a place, I was smoking my father's cigar. So my dad's cigar, not my father's brand, but my dad's cigar. My dad is not a blender. But him, from watching my grandfather and me produce, make a lot of different productions, he started to do his own. It took my father 15 years to perfect his cigar. And before he passed away, I only needed to touch it up just a little bit. So before he passed away, I gave it for him to try. And he's like, son, perfect. This is what I was looking for. I got a cigar that I could easily tell you it's 10 years aged. It has all 6 leaves that we grow, the 6 types of varieties of tobacco that we grow on our farm, all aged 10 years. A spectacular cigar. It's not even bunched. This is a cigar that we fold the tobacco in. It's very special. That cigar is on par with any $50, $60, $70 cigar. That's how great that cigar is. It's called a Don Emilio. And we only make 1,000 boxes a year. 1,000, every 6 months, because
what does that go retail?
$12, $13. And some people will hoard it because if they got 2 of the last boxes, they're gonna try to, some stores will raise it to 17, 18, and 20. But it's the last of the last, because it's 1,000 for the whole United States every 6 months. And I only give it to people that carry my line. I just don't walk away. Here, you can have it. This is my jewel. But I'm smoking this cigar, and I don't even have my logo on, but I was at this guy's store, and this dude tells me, "You want to smoke a real cigar?" He says to me. He just walks up to me and says, "Man, you want to smoke a real cigar?" I said, "Maybe. Why not?" And he goes, put that shit down so you can smoke a real cigar. And I looked at him and I go, "Do you even know who the fuck I am, bro?" He goes, Do you have any idea?"
That's arrogant.
"Who you're talking to, bro?" He goes, "Not that I'm anybody. I'm not anybody, but 33 years of service requires just a little bit of lower your tone, because if there's anybody who's going to give a freaking order, it comes from me. I'm a retired 06. Nobody talks to me in that tone. Next is what I know about tobacco, and I could already smell the garbage he had. So I was like, I know exactly what the fuck this is, bro, without even lighting it up. And he goes, "What? Bro, you bought this tobacco from a place called Lion, and I don't know the other part, in Ybor, because I was there about 6 months ago, and I smelled this shit. This tobacco." He was like backing off. And I said, "How dare you tell me to put down my father's cigar?" He goes, bro, he goes, "You need to get the hell out of the store. Just turn around, walk out. Because if the owner tells me to validate your shit, I'm going to blow you away." He goes, "Not today. I'm going to spare you the embarrassment that you're about to cause yourself. Walk out. Take the cigar, take it home, let it sit for 6 more months, let the ammonia come off." And he goes, and tell the guys that wrapper they use is the worst looking wrapper on the planet. It was just, it could have, I said, did they just put binder on the outside?" And he goes, "This is capote." He goes, "What? It's a Criollo 98 binder that they put on as a wrapper." I said, "I can see it. I can freaking smell it." He goes, "I feel sorry for you. How much did you pay for that?" And he goes, "I buy them for like $4. So he buys them for $4 to sell them for $8 to the wholesaler. Are you kidding? I said, "Dude, you're done. You're done. Get out of here." I said, "Come back another day when I'm not here, and I won't tell anybody about what just happened." But I put that out there just to tell people, like, if you want to be a brand owner, at least go to PCA and look at all the companies that are there, and recognize the faces. Because you know what? I give hats off to anybody. I don't care if you're a brand owner. To me, if you love the business that much and you really want to do it, I'm not going to stop you from doing it. Go ahead. Get on there. There's plenty of room. There's a lot of shit to be smoked. I've never told anybody not to do it, but I tell them to please respect the art. If the big guys don't want to say it, I'll say it, because I fully expect my daughter, who's going to be the one that takes over, to take our factory and our family to the next to the next level. Just move us on, not the next level, but the next 50 years of her time. So we have to prepare everyone for what's happening. And you can love the brands you love. I don't care. I don't really care. Honestly, I don't care if anybody ever smokes my stuff. But I can tell you this: not smoking a high quality, great cigar from the land of Dominican Republic, a puro, for under $15, which is unbelievable. You gotta be freaking nuts. That's why only those who know smoke GTO.
Oh, GTO.
What?
Absolutely.
Don't get me started. Can I hear an amen? Amen.
Amen. You know what? This is like hanging out with Ish to an extent. Like you guys have like the same personality of, hey, if you're gonna come up in here big dicking it, I'm gonna show you I'm bigger. So like stop. Like I've been with Ish. I've been with Ish when somebody gave him a cigar at his house, and I will never say the brand. Been with his, and he smelled it. And he goes, not aged enough. And he goes, I bet you there's not even long filler in there. I can look at it and kind of feel it. So he cuts it open. Lo and behold, it was, I mean, it was mostly, but I mean, there were scraps in it. This isn't even right. He goes, this isn't even done right. And it's just crazy to me because I have seen it. Like I have been around people incognito kind of that have like overheard other people talking about a cigar and looked over and like,
You
so
know,
full of
have you
bullshit.
have you ever heard Ryan? Have you ever heard Ish say he has a peculiar saying, and I think it means like hello, good afternoon. When he says it's hostia, he goes hostia, hold on. When he says that, he's just welcoming you to his home. It's like it's a greeting, you know. Because every time I see him, I say I'll be like Ish, and he goes, well, he goes hostia, hold on, and he lights up. So learn that. So every time you see him.
No, I usually get greeted with a "Hey, motherfucker." That's usually my greeting. He answers the phone like that sometimes too.
I've learned to love him even more because in time. But let me tell you, our guys are really really good. Let me tell you the at least it's not that we're different. We're different from this organization. Is not. It's for everyone. There is no leadership here. There's no leadership. We're a board. We talk about everything. We go back and forth, and it's all for the purpose of moving this beautiful industry and helping us, everybody else, the consumer, everybody to move forward. There is
Are we talking about TPA?
Yeah, quickly. Like I thought.
Okay, yeah.
You know, and that's what. But I've really the four of us that are there. More. Let me tell you something. The level of the dedication, the passion that we all have to being honest and just being real, is incredible. Not to say that nobody else isn't real. This is not. I don't care about anybody else's movement. This is our movement. Me, Ronnie, Ish, and Ken. We really feel that there's a void that's not being filled, and that's why we got together in Chicago and we brainstormed and said let's do something that's good for us and good for the people, so that like everybody can come, and the door is open for all. No hidden agenda. We're not getting, none of us get a favor or a hookup from nothing. That's out the door. So definitely give us a look, check us out and check out our stuff, because let me tell you, some of the highest level. I've smoked all of our stuff. First and foremost, because I wanted to make sure we were all good. All the stuff that we put out is high, beautiful levels of complexity. That's what I dig. And I tell people, get into that. Get into the smoking flavor with nice undertones, a nice little strength component, and because it's not overpowering. None of us believe in overpowering. It's not harsh. We don't like harsh. Nothing, because when you start, if you stay on that other end, which we talked about, look what starts happening to your voice. You're gonna start listening to people, and they get raspy, and then they become hoarse. You turn into an animal. You become an animal. So be careful, because once you start hearing the hoarse and the raspiness, and you start losing the ability to smell, you have what we call anosmia. So you can, guys that want to look that up, it is untreatable. Once the mind shuts down this ability, it's gone. You can't restore it. You have to be rebirthed, which is kind of difficult to shove you right back up to where you started and come back out. So remember that. This ain't no joke. Go easy on this stuff. Just go easy. Because this was meant to calm your ass down. If your pulse goes up, I feel pulses here, but on people, but I do it to myself. But here, check your pulse. If your pulse increases with the cigar you're smoking, if you're perspiring, if you're beginning to sweat, you're not doing what the rest of us were doing. You're not doing what the Taino Indians were doing. You're not even doing what the Mayans were doing 5,000 years before Christ. We do this to calm down. And here's the excellence of it. If you do it right, you will increase your lifespan. That because you're lowering stress. If you're increasing stress, you're wasting your time with this. Go smoke weed. You'll get less people fucking with you. It's cheaper. Just go get high. Don't fuck with this shit, because this is it's a beautiful sport. Respect it, guys. And be careful. It's your body. I care about your body too. So please listen to me. I have to break. Oh. There you go. That's it.
Since we're on TPA, you were part of another organization, and I'm just going to hit the nail on the head here because it needs to be addressed. No, it needs to be addressed from the standpoint of there's going to be a point in time where people choose who to be part of, and they choose based on what's best for them. And you had said at the beginning of this show, if somebody sees you running, they run too. They should run too. You were part of another, won't mention any names here. You were part of another organization as well. Why leave that one for this one? Why leave that one to start this one versus changing that one?
Yeah. So I guess with all my experience, 33 years of service, being the head of a trauma surgical unit, I know when I can change something. I can't change the mentality and the way these guys have, the way they've structured themselves. It doesn't work for me. It just doesn't work for me. I'm not that kind of guy. I don't even belong in that group. I don't belong in no group because I'm a manufacturer. That I have everything. Whether we move it here or not, like I could do this. I tell people, if I don't sell one cigar here, you know what I do? I post it and it's sold in Europe immediately. Everything we produce is sold. It moves. I don't have a problem. I love to put the word out here because this is where I dwell. I'm not in Qatar. I'm not in Lebanon. I'm not in Turkey. I'm not in China. I'm not in Moscow. In the UAE. I'm here. And I'd like to see people just understanding what this is about. I feel like it's my endeavor. But with the other group, they've got, this is a group that's made more so of the people for the people. We're all the same people. We all sell cigars. We make cigars and we sell them. And I like that. I don't like the infusion of other characters. It's more like if I'm going to go to war, I need to know what the guys, I need to know what my medics are doing. I need to know what my nurses are doing. But I'm not going to put them in command. They're not going to be in command. They're going to be sources. I put them in committees. I want to talk to you. Give me insight on this. We listen to it. We make a decision. So us four, with the knowledge we have, we encompass different regions with our stuff, and we're going to get more and more people. We'll start. You can count on telling us something, and we're going to help you. I'm not going to let you go to PCA and say, I got you. This is our booth, but you're in the back. While I stand in the front. I'm not going to do that to you. I'm not. I won't allow.
So let me ask you this then. If I'm a brand owner and a consumer, first off, consumers cannot be part of the other organization that we're talking about. And if anybody's wondering about the other organization, do your research. You can find it out very simply. It's just not going to be mentioned on the show. Why you? Why not be? Why you? Because you guys are doing an entry level, $100 for each brand owner, $50 for the consumer for the next 12 months. I assume that's not going to be a lifetime membership pricing. So why give my money to you over the other guy? What makes you different? And truthfully, be honest, Doc. Like, what makes you different than this other one? And I'm asking you as somebody that was literally part of both, pretty intertwined. And Ronnie won't answer my question.
No, I honestly believe. No. I think quite honestly, honestly, it's just look. We don't have the answers to everything. We don't know everything, but we're gonna put our minds together to take on the challenges and best the moment to the best of our knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And that requires unity. And nobody, even like right now, when we decided to put like our booth, we understand the importance of having a booth in PCA, but we're all about equity. We want everybody to be equally represented. So we won't make big groups, no pavilions for us, because pavilion doesn't work. People, the retail guys that show up, they're gonna show up. They're gonna waste all their money on the first and second day, and then we're like, hey, what deal do you have? And then it's the first guy you see. If you walk into pavilion, the one in the front and the one next to him will get all the light. The other 15, nothing, nothing. No, fuck. I already spent 2,000 here. Good, but it doesn't work like that. It doesn't even like say, well, we're up front. You got a deal. You got your first look. Let's rotate. Move you out. Then next guy comes up. So it's like a waitress. You ever been in a restaurant where the waitresses are pissed off because they ain't getting tips? They fight for the tables, right? Same shit with all of us. Transparency. That's it. So and we want to make sure that everybody is equitable. And we'll be looking for equity, that's equitable, that everybody's getting some light. And if you're part of the group, we're going to talk to you. We're going to help you, not absorb your knowledge and use it for myself. That's not what that to me is not cool, because what I want to do is you can use what I'm doing. Watch me. I'll show you. Let me see what you got. And then if I tell you, but it's up to you to change what you have. Like if you don't want to listen, well, that's on you. And that's okay. You can still be a member. We're going to discuss it as a group, and try to. We'll try to do as many instructions that we can. We want to do more. I believe we haven't finished doing everything, but it's a start. And then I really don't appreciate, like, not you, but there's been other shows where, unfortunately, there's people that have a show and they fucking know everything. I remember some of these banana heads when they didn't know shit. Like I know 3 of them that were just smoking cigars 10 years ago, and today they speak like they're fucking God. It makes me quiver as to how dumb are the people that follow these knuckleheads. For me to listen to another doctor talk to me for 2 hours, you better have a fucking long ass pedigree, because to take 2 hours of my time for me to sit there and listen to the babble bullshit that comes out of these guys' mouth, that is incredible. And then for them to mock people that are trying to do better is insulting. It's insulting.
Well, let's touch that question on the head then. So what I have heard, and one of the big criticisms of TPA that I have heard so far, and by the way, before I go down this path, I'm playing devil's advocate. I am a full supporter of the TPA in every single way, to the point that the entire thing was announced on this show. So yes, I have full support behind the TPA. I know the people involved. 2 of them are incredibly close friends. I am biased here, but I'm going to play devil's advocate for a quick second, because I have heard that too. Oh. So one of the criticisms I've heard is, and of course I know this to be not true, is Ish blends for over 90 different 90 different brands. You also do that for a lot as well. I don't know the number. I don't know if you're willing to give it, but a lot as well. So when people come in and go, oh, well, who's this guy from GTO, or who's BAMF, or who's the Chief? I don't know any of these brands. None of these are anybody I know. I've never heard of them. It's not STG. It's not Monte Cristo. It's not as obviously Scandinavian Cigar Company, SGD, are the same thing, or Scandinavian Tobacco Company is what SGD stands for. They're not, Altonist. They're not this. They're small. Why? What the heck? Why even go with? Why trust them? How do I have that ability to know that? Does that make sense? That question.
Kinda.
So let me position it differently. I've never heard of you as a small brand owner that's coming in. Why am I supposed to trust your experience? Of course, obviously, once they get to know you, they know your lineage, they know your background, changes the game.
Right.
But I don't put that much faith in people to do research.
Yeah.
So why trust you guys?
I don't know. Like I think there is like it's weird because the people that are basing their knowledge off of what they're saying, here's companies that a lot of them are not even owned by cigar guys. They're stockholders, they're companies, and they put out a lot of information, which is fine, like it's their business. If you believe all the hype, why not believe the guy who sits on the farm? You can come to the country and see it. Like I have nothing to hide. I'm not going to show you another man's farm and say it's mine. I've already seen that. I've actually caught I cuss a lot, but I've caught motherfuckers on my land because I got cameras
It's mine.
showing my property, and they're like, yeah, and I'm like, look at this piece of shit, so I'm like, and you know what? And I let him have his day. I let him do what he wants, So to me, yeah, if you were dumb enough, or if you're gullible to listen to everything that's out there, the 80% of all the stuff that's out there, why don't you listen to us too? Listen to it. Give us a chance. Smoke the damn thing and see what it does. If and anytime you feel like you really onto something, because I've done this a gazillion times. I'll take the name brand cigar. I've taken the name brand cigar, taken the bands off, and I tell them, hey, you want to try my cigars? And these are all name brand on the tray, and I pass them out. I said, smoke GTO. They smoke them. Oh man, sorry, man, Oscar, man, this shit doesn't taste right. It sucks. And then I look at the owner. I said, show them all the bands. Show them the bands of what they were really smoking. And when they see it, they go, whoa, I turned that down. I said, yeah, you said it sucks. Those are $18 sticks. Those are $20 sticks. And you said it was horrible. It wasn't even a freaking GTO. So I tell them, I feel sorry for you, because in your case, this is nothing more than the famous band smoker or the ring guy. He wants to show that he has a Padron all day long. I got a Padron. He's going to hold that sucker all day long. He probably...
Band smokers.
Yeah, there's too many of those guys. I walk into places and they just,
I agree.
And then I always tell people, don't take no damn pictures with my cigars. Don't do that. You don't have to do that for me. Don't do it for me, because that to me, it means that you have that problem. Now, if you really love it, and you're on my page, you know what I'm saying, you want to show me, you're then that's fine if it's legit. But don't the famous guy taking a picture with the band on, like here. Let me do that. I'm the owner of the company. I can do that. But the consumer, when he starts doing that, and it's just you're trying to get fame, man. Just calm down.
So,
and the other rule, the biggest rule that I gotta put down here: men do not take a picture with a cigar in their mouth with your mouth closed around the cigar. Okay, that is a foul. If you don't do this. No, you mouth open like that. That's what you do. I call it my blue, the blue, new blue from that model. Don't put your mouth around it, because it looks really, really bad. And if it's wet, don't take a picture of a wet head. It doesn't look good.
A wet head. So I don't disagree with you. I'm not a chewer. My uncle will take a cigar and eat 3/4 of it and smoke 1/4 of it. And he lights it like one time, As soon as it goes out, it's now a lollipop. And I get that. I get people chew it. You know, he's always been a chewer as long as I've known him, right? One of the things that I love about the TPA, and this is something that I think you guys should sing very loud and proud. Y'all aren't brand owners. Y'all are manufacturers. You have two. I don't know about the chief. I don't think the chief has a vertical integration with him, or I don't know if he owns a manufacturing facility. But I know Ish.
Ish for sure. The chief works with La Aurora, which is a great company. La Aurora is
a great company. I love La Aurora.
They produce good stuff, and he has a
great.
He has a great taste. He actually participates in blending his cigars, which he'll tell you that. See, that's the novelty of that. That if you participate, see, because I'll give you the average experience. When a guy comes to our factory, this is what I get. I get visitors. I'll get 3 or 4 guys. They're gonna pop in and they'll say, "Hey, we want to make a cigar." And I said, "Yeah, okay. Well, minimum is 10,000 sticks." They got 10,000. Oh, like, whoa. So I said, well, if I'm gonna make a blend for you, and then I'm gonna put dedicated rollers, because I have 50 pairs, So if I'm gonna take 2 or 4 or one, let's say 4 people, 2 pairs to make your blend, I want them to work all year long on your stuff, because I want them to learn your blend. I want them to understand the feeling of that tobacco when they're putting it together. So to have that type of dedication on just your brand, that costs money, and it requires an amount of a good amount, because I like to make sure that I make, if you're going to get 10,000, well, I'm going to give you any part of that up front, but I want the other part resting in my aging room, so that when you call again, here it comes, and then I reload, and then you got to drop the, but these guys will tell me, look, I want a Maduro. So I go, I got 3 Maduros, right? This is blend 675, blend 344, and this is blend 34 type A. And then, oh, okay, let's smoke them. Wow. Oh, you know what? Maybe less powerful, or can I change the wrapper? So I said, yeah, I got a Coro. Here's a Coro. They smoke that one. So they try, lighter. So they're participating. They're not blending the cigar. But when they come back to America, if you did that and you just picked the number and you dialed it, you can say, I helped in the blending. But don't fucking tell me that you're a goddamn master blender. I'm a master blender, look, because you bought a nice new fucking shirt from Jaguar, from whatever company you got it. You look dope. That doesn't mean shit.
I agree with you, and I don't mean to interrupt. I agree on that master blender topic, and I've said this on the show numerous times. I personally feel, and you know this better than anybody, you are the Air Force. Air Force is like the creme of the creme for nicknames. Nobody makes up their own fucking nickname. A nickname is given to you. That's master right. Blend. If you want your own nickname, you go to school and you get a doctorate. You get a master's. That's you earned that nickname. Okay. But any other style of master anything, unless you went to school specifically for that, it's you giving that own title to you. I am a firm believer that every master blender that I've actually considered, that I would consider a master blender, is the first to tell you, no, I'm not.
Of course.
If anybody ever calls themselves a master blender, I instantly am turned off by them, because that's showboating. That's not true. That title is literally earned and given by your surrounding peers.
For sure. But to me, that's key, because I've been doing it since I was 12. I'm 56. Do I have a lot of experience? I still consider Jose Blanco 10 times better than me. That's why I call him El Maestro. To me, he's family, and I don't just mess with this guy. I respect everything he has to tell me. Is knowledge, and I absorb it. Even at our age, respect. You gotta. Anytime somebody that's in the business talks to me, if they put their hand on my shoulder and they're looking at me, I stop. I don't have an opinion. I don't have nothing. It's, what are you trying to tell me? I want to hear. Just take it in and then do what you want. But don't freaking start going back and forth because you're not there, man. You're not that dude's level. But to the other guys, look, I'm not trying to insult, because to me, everybody that's in this industry, whether if you're a, what do you call those people? The people that help out on Instagram, facilitators,
influencers.
If you're an influencer, great for you. If you have a show, awesome, because you're about putting knowledge. But to me, just be fair. Just be fair when you're yakking. Anybody, we all need to support everybody, because every dude that's on people's walls, these big stores, that all those guys I happen to know. I remember when they were boutique, when they had nothing.
Oh yeah. Well, to your point, Abe DeBabda talks about the time where he told Rocky Patel, where he remembered hearing the name Rocky Patel Cigars. He goes, nobody's going to buy cigars with the name Rocky Patel. You know, and now look, so it's that drive, it's that perseverance, it's that never giving up.
Just love on us, and you know what? Instead of criticizing, how about helping us? Talk to us of how you think we can make it better. Because the only thing that I see coming out of their mouth, and this goes to any big show, if you're whacking and you're just talking shit about the little guy, you don't look any better. You don't look any better, because all you got are the big name brands. Ha ha ha! Fuck that. Because there's a gazillion other shit out there that's just as good. Because so just calm it down. Be more receptive to people that are trying to achieve a spot. I don't care what you do to me. I own 400 acres. I'm not disappearing. You know, the moment I get tired of it, I have mines under our tobacco farm. So I could become a Drummond and start mining for freaking rock and sand and become a fucking tycoon just from that. But I tell these dudes, just be nice, man. Don't be, because if you mock us, then everybody else mocks us. You know, like, and without even knowing who we are and what we have. So, you know, just a little bit more respect, because I'm not going around saying, let's say, you know, Timbuktu is bullshit. You know, like, all of his sponsors are all FOS. You know, like, I'm not doing that. None of us are doing that. So just calm it down. You know, hey, this is the way I would have, you know, Half Wheel doesn't criticize. I love Half Wheel. They just put it out there. Good information. You know, whatever's happening. John moved from this to here. You know, they put it out there. No bias or anything. Pop. And if you talk to Charlie, he'll tell you, I'm a strict information guy. No comment. This is what we do. Boom. Yeah, that's it. The other guys, I don't know, you know, Stick B. I don't know about that guy. You know, today up, tomorrow down. You don't know who's going to be supporting your show in the future. You don't know.
Very true.
So, you know, like, what happens if I suddenly take over?
No, I agree with you. I don't. So I try not to buy things.
Yeah, and what I do when I become, let's say if I wanted to, you know, and we get out there, Oscar becomes the hottest show. Well, definitely the great cigar show is very, very good. Those guys are good. But you see, on that show, Ronnie and his brother and the family, those guys support. It doesn't matter what comes on. They celebrate it. Man, look who's here. Look who's doing what's up. Blah, blah, blah. This is great. Let's pair it. Let's find things that work with this. You know what I'm saying? Not make fun of it, you know, as if they're any type of authority. You know, what makes these two, I would say I only know 4 guys that I can actually, if I had to go toe-to-toe with them, they're going to have a hard time. Because if they want to talk about this industry, man, I am part of this industry. I'm one of them. But not, you know, like I didn't learn this from reading in a little book. I didn't read it from a pamphlet, and here I come. You know, I was born doing this. You know, it's a whole different animal. So just respect, because I give respect. I demand it back. And if I don't get it, then that's what, you know, retaliation sucks. And, you know, period. And that's just the way that you never know who. Man, you imagine that BAMF becomes the biggest thing. And BAMF says, I'm not supporting none of you guys. You know, forget it. You know, I'm not supporting nobody because y'all made fun of me. when I was coming up, and I was trying to do something, So that to me is what we got to talk about. But I hate that this is always conflicting on this side because I'm a peaceful man. Like I wake up in the morning and I wet my flowers. Like I have, and I walk my dog. And I don't leave my dog shit in other people's lawn. I say, come on, baby, let's go. I pick it up, and then I wet my plants, and then I put on my scrubs, and I go heal people. I go love on people. I hug on people. I find bums on the street. I buy them food. I don't ask questions. I'm not there to solve their problem. I'm gonna help them. Hey, how can I help you? If you're a vet, get in the car. I know where to take you, so we can do something for you. If you're not a vet, I also have human and family health services that I can get for you, and I've done that. Like I do it all the time. That's what we all need to be. Push, propel the next guy. Absolutely, period. Don't fuck, because if you have a hidden agenda, shame on you. Shame on you, because you know what? The time on earth is that's the test, man. That's the test. The time you're here, these 100 years that you get to live on this planet. If you imagine that this is the timeline of life, this is it, right? From here to eternity is all this. The time, my cigar represents the 100 years that you're on this planet. This is the test here, because if you fuck this up, you're going down. You're gonna burn, and you can't smoke a cigar in the fire, but you can smoke a fatty or a nice cigar up in the clouds. Chilling. Listen to me.
Well,
love.
Listen, and to all those, so legitimately, everybody, if you're watching the show, please support TPA. They're the only organization inside the cigar world that a consumer can be part of. Okay, sure. That is huge. That is fucking huge. I've already talked to Ronnie and Ish. I brought it up on the show. I am a full believer that something like TPA with the consumer involvement needs to have some kind of a cigar of the month, some kind of a, this is for the month, this is, you will give you 5 cigars from this brand owner for X amount of a discount. I am a firm believer that that is the only real value a consumer will get out of an organization like this to start, until they understand what it's all about. So I'm fully supportive of this. I think this is great. I think this is going to be an incredible group of both you and Ish and Ronnie. Well, you and Ronnie and sometimes Ish. I tease Ish. I can't help it. I love the guy. He knows it. If Ish and I weren't giving each other shit, I would think he was upset with me. So, but no, in all seriousness, this show is a full backer, full supporter of TPA in every way. And always. So I love the idea. I love the consumer involvement aspect. I think that is what will make this organization great and provides an unbelievable value to the brand owners part of the organization to have that kind of immediate contact with a consumer base. That is invaluable. Okay, the data that you guys will get from that's invaluable.
Yeah.
So here and moving on for the little latter or the last little 15 minutes of the show here, I want to kind of move on to a little bit about what Doc does when he's not in the treating people that smoke high octane cigars, or when he's not on the farm, or when what do you do in your life to turn off?
Wow. Honestly, brother Ryan, there is no off button here, man. I wake up. When I dream, I'm solving a problem, a logarithm. I'm thinking of things as I go. Before I go to sleep, I make a list in my brain of what, and I actually work through things as I sleep. It's incredible. I wake up and I'm intrigued by everything. I love I love I love planting, so I'm definitely a farmer at that. You know, like any vegetable I eat, I'm picking out the seeds. I'm germinating. I'm putting them in wet napkins. I like growing. If you see my yard, it's a jungle, and I like to see. I love sticking a branch of this into another branch of that. I forget what that's called. Grafting. Love grafting.
Graphic, yeah.
I spent a lot of time. I bought 20 acres of farmland here in Alabama, and I was because I keep hearing it from people like, "Can we smoke American tobacco?" And I said, "Well, let me try. I'm gonna give it my all." So working in a partnership with the University of Auburn University, their engineers, like we did soil sampling. We actually tilled the soil, and I even added the same mineral content to small plots, about 1 to 2 acres. Planted different seeds, San Vicente, Criollo, Piloto, you name it. I tried it. The plants were hardy. They're beautiful, 8 to 8 foot plants, beautiful lush leaves. But well, I cured them for about 6 months, and then we started the aging process. I was able to make one pilon, which I was working on. Once I had it at about 3 years, I said, "This is the time for me to start trying to smoke this thing. Let me see what it does." Oh my God, it was bitter, and I couldn't use it. So because I have a lot of friends that are Indians here in Alabama and with Tomka, there's a casino there, but it's all Indian. I told them, "Hey, you guys can come to the farm, take all the tobacco." They love that. They put it in their pipes and they go crazy. The shit you see when you smoke that shit, woo! We went into that tent. There's long. Let me tell you something.
You sure it was just tobacco?
First, I sweated like a nut. I thought I was gonna. I said, "Well, if anything, I'm detoxing right now." But the smoke, it was too much for me. I couldn't handle it. It wasn't for me, and I told them that this is not for me, guys. You can have all of it, So I gave up all the tobacco. So honestly, guys, in America, there's not much I can do. The only thing that's good for some beautiful reason is the Connecticut crops. Their broadleaf is fantastic, and to me, unmatched. Not even the Ecuadorian variant is as hardy and as flavorful as the American Connecticut is.
So, what is an unbelievable, unforgivable pet peeve when you walk into a cigar lounge?
I don't know. No, honestly, I like to go in unperceived. I don't walk in like royalty or anything.
No. Let me rephrase it. When you walk into a cigar lounge, what is something that just drives you crazy?
Crazy! Loud music. Loud music.
Loud music. Okay.
Loud music. It's the ambience, the environment. And then there's people that are trying to turn this sophisticated art into a club. Well, this was never intended to be a club. It's not what it is. It's not. You have to respect it for what it is. The moment your store switches to being a music joint, then you either sell liquor to get them all fucked up, because that's all you're doing. Cigars is, but it has to be, to me, environmental. Like if you can't pick up music, just go with an instrumental Latin jazz. This stuff comes from, for the most part, Latin countries. So, and we're the ones that actually perfected the art. So giving respect to where it's due. Let's rock with it. It's a good look. When people put on their guayaberas, you just look good, man, and it feels good to smoke a nice cigar, with a group of guys that are just chilling, respecting each other. Hey, greetings. I walked in. I love to see people greet each other. Hey, man, good afternoon, man. What's up, man? No bashing and nothing. And asking what cigar you're smoking is never really correct. That's nobody's business. It's like asking, what type of underwear do you wear? What the fuck? I tell them I don't wear fucking underwear. I'm commando, because I'm always.
Well, it's hot and sweaty where you live.
I'm Oscar Mike, baby. I'm on the move, baby. I'm ready to go.
Duluth Trading Company with the whole nut sack thing is just fantastic underwear.
But to me, that that provide people with good chairs. They don't have to be leather chairs. I tell people all the time, they could be good wooden chairs as long as they're comfortable, so that people can't burn your leather and all that, But to me, just the elevator music is great. Just instrumental stuff is all good. You can play if the crowd likes hip hop, play instrumental hip hop. There's plenty of jazz hip hop. It's like it's smooth. And it just helps you calm down. It's about calming down. But if you want a club, man, there's plenty of clubs out there, man. Go to the club. Don't do it, because to me, look at this is how I tell them. How many stores are still open that did that? That are still rocking. That more than I don't see them. And I'm in something like 1,600 stores. So I move around, and it could be the simplistic thing. I love my smoking brothers from Arkansas. Those guys are fucking outrageous. The love they reach out to you. I love that. To me, hey, what do you need? Where are you are you staying tonight? Do you need help? Do you need a ride? They look out everywhere I go. I get that. I love that. It makes me feel at home, and that's how we have to make all of our brothers feel. I could go to a beach that I've never been to, and I walk up with I always walk around with about 400 cigars. I have that sickness, and I'll park it at the beach, and I see people come up to me, hey man, you're smoking cigars? He goes, would you like one? Here it is. I open up the case, just grab one. These are $10 and $15 cigars. I won't, and it's harder for me to say if a guy walks up, hey, can you give me a 20? And I'm like, whoa, I'm like, man, what are you gonna do with this 20? So it's easier for me to give you a cigar than to give you $20. Because I feel like if I give you a cigar, I'm teaching you how to fish.
Sure.
So you can fish forever. But if I give you a $20 bill, you just gonna go get some fucking Ripple, get wasted, a doobie, and you're done. You're like, fuck Oscar, fuck GTO. I didn't do anything.
It's funny you said that about traveling for cigars. So the first time Ish ever came up to my house, well, he stayed at my neighbor's house, which is also my business partner in my bacon company. And when the first time he came up, he brought this huge duffel bag and a backpack, and I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, how much clothes did you bring? He goes, no, the clothes are in the backpack, the cigars are in the duffel bag.
He would do that.
He brought just the necessary requirements for clothes. It was all cigars.
I'm guilty. I've done that. I leave in scrubs and I forget my clothes at the hospital. I show up. I have to go to Walmart or change to buy a T-shirt just to change out of clothes. Buy packs of underwear. My wife is like, "Why do you have like another 6-pack of underwear?" I'm like, "Fuck, man," because I don't carry this shit. I just go buy a pack. Throw one on, and if they don't have anything, commando.
Well, Doc, here in finishing up the show with a few lightning round questions. You can answer these any way you want, of course. What is your favorite rapper?
Rapper?
You give me musician if you want, and cigar rapper. It's really up to you.
But what's my favorite? Who?
Rapper. Yeah, like WRAPPER.
Oh,
what's your favorite? I've had some people give me favorite musician and cigar rapper, so I just always say it's up to you. Answer it how you want.
No. To me, authentic Corojo is probably something I could smoke all the time. If it's authentic, if it hasn't been hybrided to the more the temperature, sun tolerant or insect one. That Habano is kind of weird to me because I'm looking deeper. But a good Corojo with that beautiful spice finish almost on any blend is going to be fantastic.
What is your favorite complimentary drink? Here.
Oh, for sure, bro. Right.
Rum?
And this is it. Like, this is my bottle. People that know me bring me a bottle of this. If they fly home, this one's only $30. And it's between $25 and $30 for this. Oh, this
in the States, that's only $25 or $30.
No, because you can only get this in the Dominican Republic. It's not sold in the States, so that's what makes it even harder. But the blue label is just a touch sweeter. So I like a little sweetness. I'm looking for that. So the blue label is sweet. The black label of this one is less sweet component, more of a typical Flor de Caña, like 12-year, something like that. Which to me it's rum, but it doesn't have like the long legs. I like legs. I like thickness. I want to see that. You know, like I'm always looking for something that has viscosity.
Oh, absolutely. So, Doc, I'm gonna have to get a hold of you after the show, give you a few bucks, and you're gonna send me over a bottle of
Oh,
that.
Lord, when I fly home, I got you.
Because I've been wanting to get into rums a little bit, and I haven't, and that's my next things. Tequilas are no good for me, but rums, I think we'll try it. So what is your favorite size cigar?
By far the best for us, Corona. A 6 by
My favorite.
44
Yeah.
is money. When I make my favorite though, 6 by 47 Corona Gorda, just a little bit more girth on it. Just gives it, but the perfect size to get that miracle perfect ratio of blend. Definitely the Corona. Now, if I'm going crazy, then Lancero. You know, Lancero is 80% wrapper. You know, like so. It's definitely amazing. And if you haven't had an amazing Lancero, check me out. I got a beautiful painkiller Lancero.
I am that guy that encourages shop owners to carry and buys boxes of Lanceros. I love Lanceros, and maybe it's because I was a cigarette smoker that smaller ring gauge just fits so good. I don't think it's that. It's that flavor. It's that complexity. It's that profile. It's that deliciousness that you get from a Lancero. So I am one of those people that love 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 both Panatellas, Coronas, Lanceros. Those are my sizes as well.
Definitely.
What is your favorite region outside of Dominican?
Region? I don't know. Unfortunately, because our farm is hilly. We have elevations between 1,500 and 3,000, and if you go to the highest point, you can actually see the ocean. So I'm a mountainous.
Well, let me. What's your favorite area for tobacco outside of Dominican?
Outside of Dominican, I'm gonna be honest. Absolutely none.
Okay, that's honesty.
It's
honesty.
I make Dominican puros. I don't import nothing Nicaraguan, nothing Honduran, nothing Costa Rican. I don't use nothing. Everything I use comes from my farm. I age it and I use it. We are 100% Dominican puro. It's just what I was taught. So please don't hate me. That's what my grandfather taught me.
There's no hate.
It's the same tobaccos we grew starting in the Dominican. We took it to Cuba and then brought it back. You know, and before we go, I always like to leave because I know you've got a good following of people to understand that Cuba, a great country, great people, a little lackluster on, I would say, on them, on them fighting for them. But because my grandfather and my dad from there, but and we're Vuelta Abajo is where they came from, the West Coast, okay? All tobacco seed started in Hispaniola, Dominican Republic. For 200 years, all tobacco production was only from this area. As the other countries became civilized, and that's beyond the Indians, where you start using commerce and trade, and you have a government set up and all that. That's when the seed was taken from the Hispaniola to Cuba. Some was taken to Puerto Rico. So when people tell me, is it Cuban seed? I can only, you don't know history. And you keep on listening to the idiot that's in the next room. Please listen from a historian. And if you want to look it up and challenge me. If you got better books than me, then show me. But I understand completely the Cuban history and all of the Hispaniola history. You remember, from Columbus all the way to 1780, which is 200 years. All production was from Hispaniola. So stop asking for Cuban seed. There's no such thing as a great Cuban anymore. It's all gone.
So let me ask you this then to close the show. I asked George Rico this. Okay, last question for the show, and we'll close it out. I asked George Rico this question. And he was kind of like dumbfounded in the sense that he never thought about it before. But he answered it very well. Do you think without Castro taking over the farms, pushing the families, the big families out, Nicaragua, Honduras, Dominican, do you think cigars would be what they are today? Or do you think we would be smoking predominantly Cuban if the relationship didn't disintegrate?
Now, I'm gonna say, if we would have stayed there, it would have just been Cuban because the marketing is there. Look how far the marketing has taken them from 1910 till today. We still have 60 and 70-year-olds talking about this Cuban shit, which is driving me nuts. A great Cuban was always a puro. And you know what a Cuban puro is? A mild to medium cigar. It was never more than a medium cigar. America, the world still smokes mild to medium. America from 1974 to all the way to 96, we all smoked macanudo. If you were a boss, if you were a dog, you smoked macanudo, partagas, those mild to medium cigars, which today nobody touches, right? Because it's too mild, it's too mild. But I find a lot of people they circle, they're back on mild to medium because they blew their palates. They figured out, I got to go back to mild. So I tell everybody, mild to medium is still the center. And that's why a lot of companies still sell. They still thrive. This Cuban stuff that was great is the same tobacco we grow in the Dominican Republic. The Dominican Republic, for the most part, is mild to medium. The smaller companies, because they can't have this tobacco that is lush, the perfect tobacco that Fuente has, that I have, that Lido has, that La Aurora has, that Los Reyes have with the Saga and all those their brands. So they have to go out and get the lesser stuff. So they're buying Nicaraguan tobacco, which is cheaper. Nicaraguan tobacco is by the pound is a whole lot less. Honduran tobacco is a whole lot less because its characteristics are different levels of complexity, higher nicotine levels. And here's one thing that I just don't particularly like about tobaccos that are not Dominican, that are puros, right? That the way Cuba used to make it. The stuff that people have tasted is because Cuba ran out of the original deal, their puros, and they started to bring in Nicaraguan tobacco and sticking it in there. That made them more potent. And the people that were already transcending into hot sauce, everybody was on mild sauce. And once you start going to hot sauce, you're there. And you actually think that that's a freaking Cuban, but that's not. Ask a real Cuban, he'll tell you. Bullshit. That's not the way it tastes. It tastes like a Dominican. But a reputable Dominican, not a small one, because these guys are buying Dominican tobacco is $12 a pound. The regular and worse. The Nicaraguan is still $5 and $6 a pound. That's why you can go get cheaper stuff over there. It's not the same quality, but not everybody's looking for that, But the market, that saturated market of 80% of the market, is still held by the big boys because they got it locked down. The conglomerates who sell online, they sell in every store, they sell in every gas station. I was in the bathroom taking a piss, and there was a machine right in front of me selling General cigar. I said, "Holy shit! I can smoke a cigar when I'm taking a dump." But that it's fine, But that's okay. But that's what I'm trying to tell people. If you like mild to medium, which is what everybody does, stop with the Cuban bullshit. There's no $300 fucking Cubans anymore. And if you don't believe me, just look at what's happening in Europe. They're not buying Cubans anymore because they said we like mild to medium. So we're buying from companies that are solid, that produce mild to medium cigars in quantity. They buy it by the container full. And
all right, Doc. All right, Doc. I need you and Ish to come on and do a full detailed tobacco show. where we go through varietals, understandings, complexities, really get into the nitty gritty, geeky side of it. And I know you're more than willing to do something like that. And I know Ish is as well. So can we set that show up sometime in the fall? Would that work for you?
Sure. No, anytime. Whenever you're ready, bro, I'll bring it because that's my thing. I love teaching is my thing. If I can help people have a better day, I'll stop what I'm doing to do that. That to me is worth my time. But that you're a legit dude. I love you, Ryan. You're a boss. But these other dudes, bro, I ain't got time for them. You know, like I really don't.
Hey, I can appreciate that. Absolutely. To you, I know you just finished your drink. I saved my last little sip to end the show with you. Cheers to you, brother. Thank you
Salud.
so much for coming on. Salud. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for coming on the show. I learned a fuck ton tonight. Guys, if you missed the show, rewind and watch. Listen, I loved having you on. There's no lying. There's no bullshit beating around the bush, and I appreciate that. And I look forward to the show we'll set up in the fall with you and Ish to come on and really, really dive into an understanding of what different tobaccos are from different regions and different countries and really get geeky with it. I think that's going to be a lot of fun show. So, from the bottom of my heart, Doc, you always have a place and a home here at the Rocky Mountain Cigar Show. Thank you so much. Everybody, do what Ronnie says. Share this show. If you are not supporting this show already on YouTube or Rumble or Facebook, please jump on, follow, subscribe. Let's get this show out. TPA is going to be an absolutely fantastic thing, fully supported by the show as well. So, Doc, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for coming on tonight. And to all you watching, until we see you again, smoke what you like, smoke as often as you can. Have a great, great rest of your week. Bye, everyone. Take care.